We got the nice lenses pointed at us. A little bit higher budget than the living room podcast I'm doing. But, you know, maybe when I'm your age.
That's funny.
In about 3 years.
Nate Smith here at the Reveler in Richmond, Virginia. Today I'm making music with a really talented pianist, a true jazz pianist who's also immersed in the hip-hop and beat-making world. He's a producer and Grammy-winning producer at that. He also happens to be one of the chillest, coolest dudes I've ever met. This is Kiefer. Where is he at? Is he out here? Oh.
Hey.
Oh.
How's it going, legend?
Brother, I'm good, man.
Good to see you, man.
I'm good. It's good.
No problem.
You looking good, man.
Hey, you know.
Yeah.
Got a haircut, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? I see how it is. Getting swaggy on him. I see how it is.
And happy birthday, by the way.
Yeah, man, it's real. 50's a big one, man. But also it went like...
Yeah, and yet you look my age as well. I don't know how you did that.
You heard that, right? Come on, bro. Yeah. So that was a nice sound check. This dude, man. Our man. Keith Daddy Supreme.
Reasonably good guest. I just want to be reasonably good wherever I go.
Hey, bro, it's already done. You're here. That's the thing. You're here. You're in the house. So yeah, man, thank you, bro. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you. It's my pleasure, man.
And I'm just so grateful that you're here for this show, this big ass show.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow. By the time this episode airs, the show will be a distant memory.
It's my pleasure. I love talking music. I'm a big fan of you.
Thanks, brother.
I'm happy to be friends now and play music, and we're in there.
Dig it. So I want to get into origins. Like, people know you for a thing, which is, here's this cat who does beats and he plays keys and it has all this hip hop information in it. Mm-hmm. But I don't think really appreciate how deep into the jazz well you go, like how trained you are in it, how much of the history you know of it. What was the first record or what was the first thing that really kind of pulled you in, that made you say, I want to kind of do this thing?
Yeah, well, man, I appreciate the opportunity to talk about it because I really do love jazz. My dad is a big jazz fan.
Okay.
I remember one of my first memories of listening to music, I must have been maybe 4 or 5. Certain songs would come on in the car and he would make me recite the names of the people playing them.
Oh, wow.
And the first song I could ever recognize was Blue Train. And, but yeah, when I was a kid, my dad, he basically had like the entire Blue Note, not the entire, but a great deal of the Blue Note catalog. Right. So that's, Jackie McLean, Sonny Clark. Yep. I think it's really cool that like the stuff that I liked, like I remember going to college and like people liking, the bigger names, but I knew about, this other stuff. Like Sonny Clark was my favorite pianist when I was like, 12 or 13. So my dad really had me on some cool stuff.
Yeah, that's young, man. I mean, that's that's an early age to be exposed to that level of like soulfulness, sophistication, like, oh man. Yeah. And I mean, clearly you absorbed it because it comes out in the way you play now too,
Thanks.
Did you start piano lessons early? Did they see that in you very like?
So both my parents play a little bit.
Okay.
My mom plays a little bit. My dad plays more. He plays more like New Orleans style boogie woogie pianos. But I took like classical lessons when I was like 9 until I was about 12. Mm-hmm. But I didn't like classical music very much, so it didn't really.
Yeah.
I didn't really go too far with it.
Yeah.
I could play like sonatas and stuff, but nothing too crazy.
Right.
And then I started taking jazz lessons because I went to a jazz camp, went to the UCSC jazz camp. I was playing with just like local kids there, but the instructors were like Gilbert Castellanos, if you've ever played with him.
Yeah.
Jeff Kieser was there as well. And
man, Keys, man.
So then, dude, one of my favorite pianists ever.
And I think, not to rant, but I think one of the most slept on. Yes. Like, because we had a thing. I was on the road with somebody. A record came on and they were playing it, and it was like, who's on piano? And the pianist was killing. And I was like, Kenny Kirkland? No. Mulgrew? No.
Exactly.
It's like there's this zone in the middle that nobody knows about. Kieser, people don't really know.
He's all gas the whole time.
Yes.
No breaks.
Yes.
Just as a pianist too, like if you're really into pianism and just all the different textures, no one is doing more stuff than him. He's like the maximalist of the piano. I just love listening to him.
Yeah, shout out to Jeffrey Kieser, man.
Yeah.
Woo.
Absolutely. And I took a lesson with him. Okay. Yeah, I took a lesson with him when I was maybe 15, and he that was a very harsh piano lesson in a really good way. But I left like stoked though. Yeah. I like left super, super excited about piano.
Were you composing too? Were you writing your own music during that time?
Yeah. Not like, it wasn't even like a conscious thing. It was just something I would do all the time. Right. I just like to do it. And then also I had a garage band on our computer at home, which came out in like 2004. So when I was like 12 or 13, I was like making like beats essentially. Yep. It was very strange. It wasn't like a genre. It was like, I don't think there's any genre that it would fall under. It was just like random loops and chord changes.
Yeah. It's funny because I think about beginnings. I feel like my beginnings, I had a little boom box that had a microphone on it, and I would record myself playing drums. And it was always me doing impressions of Will Calhoun playing Cult of Personality with Living Colour, Stuart Copeland playing Driven to Tears by the Police. It was like me just playing these impressions. Wow. And I'd record myself. And I would listen back to it, and it would it would be so sad, but I would be so excited because I'd be like, yeah, I sound just like him. It was like, I sound just like Will Calhoun. And I didn't.
Wow.
But
so wait, what age is this?
this is, for me, this is 1987, 88, so I'm 14. Yeah.
Wow.
13, 14 years old.
Yeah.
But hearing yourself back at that age,
Yes.
I think it's so exciting.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel like you're doing it.
Yeah.
And that's
huge.
that's something I think that, the generation after me is going to just thrive even more because, access to recording has just gotten so good. So like
Your interest in production and your development as a pianist, was that kind of happening sort of concurrently, or was it all about the piano and production was just a utility you used to capture yourself?
Yeah, production was more for fun. I just thought it was fun. I didn't take that serious until much later, till I was maybe like 22. That it was just something I would just was always doing in the background.
Yeah.
And then when I was like maybe 17 or 18 is when I really started getting into hip hop. That's when I started like falling in love with Dillon and Pete Rock and Madlib. So then beat making became more like attractive to me as I was listening to this music, and I wanted to make stuff that sounded like that.
One of the things that I remember sticking out to me, what you said was you were avoiding comparison. You were just like, I just want to play my best. I just want to kind of make music that is authentic to me. But you seemed so focused on getting better and working on the craft of it. And the other piece of it was the ideas were just dope. Like you were just kind of coming, like you just had these dope ass loops, and I was just like, man, this cat is a real writer. of SoundCloud. Like you are like the SoundCloud cat. the success story from SoundCloud? Because I feel like you built a lot of your audience on SoundCloud.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. 2016, I decided to just drop a ton of music on SoundCloud. I basically, one day I found this video, this random video. I would look up like master classes of people from various practices, in this case a writer. It was Ray Bradbury. Yes. And Ray Bradbury said that if you write a short story every week and you write a poem every day and you write a novel every year, then after 10 years you'll have 10 novels,
right.
You'll have 520 short stories, you have 3,650 poems.
Wow.
I think those numbers might overwhelm people, but for me, it does the opposite.
Right.
It really makes it really clear, like, I just got to do one thing every day for a long period of time.
Right.
And then, so I kind of came up with my own version of that, which is like, I should make at least one beat a day, preferably two. I should turn one of those beats into like a full song and drop it on SoundCloud once a week.
Right.
And then I should do 2 songs on my Instagram, like just to like show me playing it.
Yep.
And I just did that for a year. So I dropped 50 songs on SoundCloud over the course of a year.
Yeah.
And by the end of that year, I also had an audience, which is the thing I didn't expect to happen.
Right.
But
I was a member of that audience. I remember peeping you out. I remember seeing like, I have a couple of friends who are visual artists, and they have artist studios, and so they go to the studio every day or 2 or 3 times a week, however often. And some of their pieces are just beginning. Some of their pieces are in development, in process. Some things are very close to finished. Your process reminds me of that. But I feel like the difference for a lot of those visual artists is that they don't travel and tour as much. Is there travel and tour brain and then home writing brain, or do you try to interleave it as much as you can? Do you try to compose while you're on the road?
Yeah, I don't write when I'm on the road at all.
Yeah.
I think I compartmentalize everything. I'm a very neurotic, highly anxious person, so I'm really only good at doing like a few things at a time.
Right.
And in the case of touring, that's the only thing.
I feel like touring takes up way too much bandwidth.
When guys get on the airplane and then bring out like I see the Ableton's open and something, like, bro, chill. I can't do that.
I can dig it.
So, but yeah, and so because of that, like, that's why on this next record I'm working on, I'm just doing a lot more collaborative stuff. Working with Ben, obviously, we're working on stuff. And that's been really helpful to just be like, you know what, I can also, like, for the first time, I think after 8 albums, I've earned the right to like collaborate with other people, use the help of my friends, man. I don't know why I didn't do that. So
get in there, man. Yeah. I'll be hitting you up for some help. Be like, yo, bruh, is this whack? I'll play it. No, for real.
The answer will be no, probably.
For real though, but for real. Is this whack? Like, just let me know. You would tell me, right? Jazz pianists and their records. If I were to say, Kiefer, you're on a desert island, and you can only listen to 5 records.
I can do 5.
And they're all pianist band leaders.
Yeah. First, right off the bat, my favorite piano album, I think, Mulgrew Miller, Live at the Kennedy Center, and I think it's Volume 1. Okay. It's the one with Relaxing at Camarillo, where he plays 35 courses of the blues, and also these other tunes, If I Should Lose You, When I Get There, etc. That's great. I want to say World of Piano by Phineas Newborn Jr.
Okay.
Just an absolute tour de force piano trio album.
Yes.
I don't know if there's a better piano performance on a trio record.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's so ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to go with a Kenny Werner record, Peace.
Wow.
It's a record that for some reason is not on streaming anywhere. Mm-hmm. Someone just uploaded it to YouTube about a year or so ago. Okay. I need Herbie.
Yeah. Herbie's got to be in. He's got to be in everybody's top 5.
Ooh, yeah, it's got, you have to have.
But it's like, which one?
For the sake of like piano purism, I would say the record called The Piano.
Okay.
Honestly, Solo Game by Sullivan Fortner is one of the greatest piano albums ever.
And that's crazy because Sullivan's like, he's one of those, man. He's one of those dudes.
Honestly, I definitely had this thought that like it wasn't going to get better. Like I thought, Art Tatum happened. Like we're not getting better at piano.
Yeah. And then here comes Sullivan.
I did not think that was possible. But
amazing, man.
anyway,
Amazing.
There's a few.
You have now a working sort of trio. This my man what's Paris?
Paracrystite. Yes.
These are the guys I met at Tiny Desk, and Luke Titus,
yes,
who's a great young drummer, man. Luke's so good.
Well, we've been playing together for 3 years. Paris too busy, man. He's Grammy nominated now.
Wow.
He's getting big.
Okay. All right. Yes.
But
Paris numbers change, man. You had to get the voicemail
it's too
now.
busy. Well, I think that's like, it's a good sign if the people you're calling are getting busy. That means you're probably working with good people.
Absolutely.
We try to have fun, and then we also try to play super tight arrangements.
Yeah.
Simple music, but super crisp.
Yeah. I really dig that about what you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's the plan for 2025 and beyond? Do you have new music on the horizon?
Just making a record with some vocal features.
Nice.
Which is something I've always meant to do.
Yeah.
I'm finally getting around to it. That's super exciting.
Yeah.
And co-producing most of it with Ben, with the cartoons.
Nice.
It's my favorite record so far, honestly. And we're just going to, keep trucking away at that.
I mean, I kind of forget like how accomplished you are as a producer too, because didn't the Anderson Paak, didn't that win? That won.
Yeah, we won the Grammy for that one for Ventura.
See, casually, like, we won the Grammy. You see how casual that was? We won we won for Ventura. Like, come on, man. And this cat, he produced like a banger on the record too. Like, actually, my favorite joint on the record. Come on, man.
Thank you.
This guy, he's a humble genius. This is Kiefer. And I'm very glad to have him today on the show. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, Nate. Really appreciate it, man.
Yes, indeed.
Yo, guys, that's a wrap, y'all. Thank you so much.
Hey, man. Thank you, my brother.
Nate.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, brother. Really appreciate it. Thanks for coming out for this.
Yeah, of course.
Build it all back up, baby. You guys have an idea of where you want to set up for?
Yeah, I think actually